Hello everybody, my name is Aspace. We've previously tried a hybrid Gila fit for T6 Abyss, in particular the T6 Gammas, and the reason I want to get a fit to do T6 Gammas really well is because T6 Gammas, I find them to be one of the most profitable T6 sites. For some reason, exotic sites, last time I checked, they give a little bit less loot than the other counterparts when it comes to T6. And T6 Gammas are relatively cheap compared to, say, T6 Electricals and also exotics, but not as cheap as Firestorms. I think they're about the same as Darks. Depends a little bit. The market goes all over the place. But the point here is I want to find a fit that can do the T6 Gamma Abyss reliably. And I already do them very reliably with my T6 Active Gila. It's just a shield boost Gila, works really well. But the thing is though, if I'm able to use a hybrid fit, utilizing both passive shield and also active shielding, then I can perhaps have a bigger buffer, and that can make me more gank proof, or have an increased likelihood of surviving a gank that could occur when you're doing these abyss sites. And this fit. Why have I got Tech 2 drone damage amplifiers? I shouldn't be using that. Drone damage amplifiers. No, this is not the way it's supposed to be. We have to go full bling. We need to have more bling there. That actually makes quite a little bit of a difference with the bling drone damage amplifiers getting like 20 extra DPS. I believe actually that is what we previously did, because I have done a test with this fit before and it went really well, but I want to try and get some more waves because I would really like to get this to be more like tried and tested. So we'll get more DPS like this. Buy this. We're on the test server. A very expensive fit, so I'm just testing these experimental fits here. Also enabling me to bypass gankers or potential gankers as well. So this fit has got pretty beefy shield buffer. Also, decent amount of shield boosting. Not at all as much as a classical active Gila, but it's got still something because it's got a Pithum A-type medium shield booster. The main downside is the capacitor is not so good. Put the skin on, important. Do we have ammo? Yeah, we have ammo. And then we've got the implants here. We'll see, we have 69k EHP buffer without implants. Let's inject the implants. Get some extra damage. And I think we might already have some implants in here. Let's remove these implants. And that one could be okay to have because that bonus is missiles and it's not one of the slots we've got here. 7? Heavy assault missiles. No, we don't want that. These are implants that I used previously for Tengu, I believe. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put the missiles in. 872 DPS. Ooh. Pretty good. Let's check the shield capacity. 106k EHP. And then you have to also remember that this is not only just the amount of EHP we have here, but we'll have even more in the Gamma site. Plus, we have a shield booster also that helps us a bit as well. So we're going to be a bit of a tanky boy here. So I think that based on my previous test, the main issue was not DPS. It's not really so much tank issue. I felt very comfortable in terms of tank, but we might encounter some waves that push our tank to the limits, or in particular our capacitor, because that's what I'm worrying most will be the factor that will take us down. Let's undock here. And we'll actually have to move me because we can't do high tier abyss in the high sec systems with a high security status anymore, unfortunately. 1 second, FDMLJ, we'll just do the limit right here. But we do have a decent amount of capacitor if we do not use our shield booster though. You see here, without the shield booster, we've got 21 gigajoules, but we have got a Nosferatu dose, but 70 gigajoules is still pretty good. Got only one cat battery though. Cat batteries help with newts, but if you were to have two, you would be a lot stronger in terms of resisting newts. So I tried to avoid using the shield booster directly if I can help it. Oh, we've got text to Afterburner. We could also improve that. Get some extra speed. Doesn't make a whole big of a difference going for a buffed Afterburner, but I mean a little bit. And you want to get every kind of extra bonus you can get in these high tier abysses because the payout is so good. And the dying is really devastating, so you just have to really get as good of a fit as you possibly can. So we'll go with the Republic Fleet Valkyries, as we've got the Rogue Drone battle cruisers here who love to eat drones alive, so I'll go with the slightly more Republic fleet Valkyries instead of the classical Tech 2 Valkyries. And I believe here we do quite a bit less damage, yeah, 700 DPS. So we need to be alert here, make sure none of these go yellow. Then we have to recall them straight away. Okay, take out Blast Grip. Good. Now we go for Spark Grip over here. They do EM damage, and we have our resist lowest in the EM department. We'll cruise around here a little bit. Oh, you see that? Is yellow? Means he is going to go for our drones soon. You see that one of them already took a bit of damage. Well, I like this actually. It feels quite tanky. This fit really feels tanky actually. I mean, I'm taking full damage almost from these rogue drones here. Doesn't feel like we're having much issues, to be honest. We are going to be consuming a lot of capacitor with the filament cloud, which is making our shield booster consume more capacitor. I mean, look at that, 138 HP. Look at that, 138k EHP. Passive is even more than our shield booster, actually. With 80 HP a second. We're going more buffer style rather than passive style. I'll recall the drones. Go with augmenters, maybe. We can orbit the gate so we can boost up to max HP. Hard usually to boost up to max HP in a classical passive fit. But in the hybrid style, you can actually have full shields when you're going to the next room. Yeah, our drones are absolutely obliterating these rogue drone battle cruisers. No problem at all. And also in a pretty timely manner as well. I did see that when we were taking out full damage from them, then our shields was going down, but we had so much buffer it felt like it was barely moving even though we're taking full damage. It does then take a long time to get it back up because of the massive buffer we've got, even though we've got the shield booster going overtime here. It's still going to take a bit of time to get that shield up and running. And keep a range of 500 at the gate here. Recall drones. Let's go in here. And that took us 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That was very fast actually. Charybdis, this is one of the more difficult waves. Charybdis, well, we want to go for Valkyrie IIs. And we should stop using that shield booster since it's going to just make us take a longer time, or this is just going to make our capacitor end straight away. Need to get out of that filament cloud. It's going to make our capacitor, it's going to make us not be able to use our shield booster. Got some null charges, but mainly the entanglers are the ones I want to take out. Going pretty fast actually. We're able to catch up with Charybdis. I'm not used to seeing that orbit Charybdis here at 500. Maybe Charybdis collided with the gate. Because I noticed that sometimes in certain Abyss rooms, Charybdis has a tendency to stick around more close to the gate. Okay, now we're getting webbed a bit. Not so nice. How much? Okay, it's minus 70% explosive resist, so this is a more of a better case scenario in terms of time completion. Are we able to destroy that last Scylla with our 3 missiles? I think so. We can go with Nova here, because it will help do even more damage since we've got minus 70%. In those waves, usually Nova is a bit more effective since the resist plays a big overall, since they'll have a reduced explosive resist even more than they usually would. Because this Charybdis wave is actually also an easier Charybdis wave because the majority of the associated cruisers, they're Scyllas. These Scylla Tyrants, only one is Ephialtes. If there were a bunch of Ephialteses, that would actually take a bit longer to do. Ephialtes tends to, like its threat level, how many the Abyss spawns in, is pretty low in relation to its HP. So the result is you have just slow waves when you've got a bunch of Ephialteses. So instead of, what I mean by threat is that, like say we had maybe perhaps 8 Scyllas to begin with, maybe 10. And if you had FE Altuses, you would maybe have 20. But the HP is not particularly different. Maybe not 20, maybe 15. It's good that I'm using the Valkyrie IIs here because they've got pinpoint resist like target there they're going for, the explosive. Augmenteds go for mixed with kinetic and explosive, as you can see here. It's better in terms of the minus 70% explosive resist to go for these pure ones here. In the case of the drifters, that is. Some waves, it can be better actually to go with pure DPS, like the Augmenteds, who do more DPS but not precise resist you're looking for. And those can be NPCs with low base resists, like this FE Altus over here. His resists are so low that it doesn't really matter which one you do, just do as much damage as possible. Same thing goes for Concord rooms. They actually don't have a lot of resists compared to at least Charybdis over here. That's 50%. So in Concord rooms you usually are able to get away with just doing as much damage as possible. It doesn't have to think too much about the resist and you'll do it usually quicker. So we've got a bit of neuting going on. Just 2 neuters is all it took to get our capacitor to become a little bit lower. So you can tell here that the capacitor is pretty weak and we barely use our shield booster as well. Can we use any Nosferatu? Is that possible? Doesn't seem like it. That was pretty smooth and also pretty fast time as well. Maybe not super fast now. It's gone. We finished it in 4 minutes 30 seconds before, so now we're just approaching 5 minutes. And then we can switch over to the Infernos on the way to the next room. Infernos usually have a bit more use cases than the Novas. So we finished that in exactly 5 minutes and 30 seconds basically. And this is an easy one. Rogue drones. Rogue drones. No problem, but they can do a lot of damage when you're up close. Split all the drones over here so we can get mass drone kills. You can also go for the short range Diva Automatic Suppressor. This is a really nice way to dispose of all these drones here. They'll go down really fast. Short range ones are really good because they're a lot stronger than the medium range Diva Automatic Suppressors. There's not even really much point that we attack these guys because they'll almost instantly die when we get close to this. Maybe we are going to be able to destroy almost all of them before we even get here actually, because this Diva Automata Suppressor was quite far away. Been thinking a lot recently about doing more exploration. I really enjoyed our Tengu adventures in nullsec and lowsec. Would like to do exploration in the abyss as well, exploring beyond that mountain over there. That'll be really cool in my opinion. Okay, now the automatic suppressor is taking effect. We can just recall those drones. Oh, but this is really close. And they're not wanting to get closer. They don't seem to be taking much damage. Ah, never mind. It seems like this is just going to take longer actually. Waiting for the Diva Automats to destroy them. I think that the drones here, they could actually have more HP than in the lower tier abyss. Because I'm not used to seeing the short range Diva Automatic Suppressor do this little damage. I'm used to them doing a lot more damage. Wonder if the plate forges are going to be affected more. Yeah, look at that. They probably don't scale with Abyss Filament here. So they're getting absolutely annihilated. Easy, easy. And a filament like this will give you around maybe 70 million profit, 80 million profit on each run. So you're going to be pretty rich doing this. If you can do them consistently, that is. If you die, then you're going to become a poor person very quickly. Reload the missiles. And Origin Conduit. Okay, there we go. T6 Gamma Abyss in the Hybrid Gila. Worked really smoothly. In Charybdis Tyrannus, really nice. And also in terms of just general tankiness, when we were up against the Rogue Drum Battlecruisers, they do a ton of damage when you get close. But even then, it did actually feel quite comfortable. I didn't feel like I had to stress much, actually. I mean, my shields barely went below 50%, more like 60-70% all the time, and I barely use my shield booster as well, just to preserve capacitor, because that's quite essential. I mean, if you lose your capacitor here, you're going to be dying quite quickly, just because your multi-spectrums here provide so much tank. So if you're going to get completely neutered out and not being able to use them, you're going to die very fast. But otherwise, felt very solid. I definitely have to do more tests against different waves, but I'm actually having high hopes for this, because I think this could be a good, more gank-proof. I mean, nothing in Evil Line is gank-proof, but a little bit less likely to get successfully ganked if you were to run something like this with a bit more EHP. So that's enough for now. Hope you guys enjoyed T6 Hybrid Gila. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.